Good morning and Assalamu alaikum, class 8th. It is, I think so. In the start, initially, it will be difficult for you to learn the terms of the biology or the terms of the other sciences like physics, chemistry. But when you will use to, then it will be easy for you to understand the terms and the meanings of the terms. So, I am here. Your biology teacher is here for the next lectures, and we start the first chapter, and we discussed the biology in the detail, that what is the meaning of biology, what is the history of biology, who introduced the word biology for the first time, and then we discuss the main branches of biology, then we discuss the division of the biology. And I think so, there are 13, 14 branches in your book, and we discussed them all in the detail. Today, we will discuss the next topic of your book. And the next topic of your book is the linkage of biology with the other field of sciences. Remember that the biology work cooperatively with the other sciences, because as you know that when you are in the classroom and you write something or you learn something from the teacher, and if you have no pencil or if you have no ballpoint, so you take it from your friends. Clear? So in your classroom, without your cooperation, you can't survive in the classroom and you can't spend good time in the class. So similarly, the other organisms as well as interact with each other, and as we discussed in the ecosystem or environmental biology or in the ecology, that living organism interact with each other. So similarly, when the sciences works, so they work with each other cooperatively. For example, if I say that I have seeds, and I am going to germinate these seeds in the soil, so I will count the seeds. When I count the seeds, seeds are 10, seeds are 15, so it means that maths is involved in the biology. Clear? And when I give it water, or when I see the temperature, that it is cold or it is warm, anything else, so the temperature etc is concerned with the physics. Similarly, when I give it the water and it starts germination and it grows, so inside these seeds the chemical reaction takes place, so the chemistry is involved in the germination of seed. So it means that biology can't do work separately, it works cooperatively with other sciences, and in this way the work are done by the science with each other. So it means link, rabta, connection. As you attend the online class, so the link is sent to you, and then you have linked with the class, and you have a connection with the class and you attend the class. So similarly, the scientists have linked with each other, they are interlinked with each other, and they work cooperatively. So the function and metabolic pathways occurring in the living organism, all the chemical reactions, metabolic pathways means all the chemical reaction takes place inside the bodies of the living organism, occurring in the living organism follows the principles of other field of study, that in many ways the other sciences are involved with the biology. This type of linkage makes interdisciplinary science. Interdisciplinary means they work with each other cooperatively, and some of them are given below. So some linkages are given below, some linkages are there which we discuss in the detail in your book. The five linkages are there. The first one linkage is the biophysics, that whenever biology work with physics, this is known as biophysics. The definition of the biophysics is the study of biological processes and problems using the principles and techniques of physics is called biophysics. That whenever the problems are solved by the biology and it use the principles and techniques of physics, like you have temperature. Clear? Nowadays the thermal screening is there, and the your temperature is measured with the help of thermal screening. So you can see that the temperature is seen on the screen of the thermal screening. Clear? So the temperature is shown by the thermal screen, it is an instrument which is made by the physics. Clear? Similarly, if you have stones in your kidneys, or you have any other problem in your body, so you do the ultrasound, you do the x-rays, you use different machines of the physics. So whenever the problems are sorted out by the biologist, and when the problems are solved by the biologist, they use the principles and laws, the machines, the instruments of the physics. This is known as biophysics. Clear? So biophysics means that physics and bio work with each other, and they make the work of the human beings easy. Clear? Now, what is the history of the biophysics? That how biophysics was developed. Biophysics was developed after World War II. When the World War II occurred in, I think so, in 1857, I think so, to 1914, I think so, यही dates थी उसकी. So when the World War II occurs, many heavy chemicals were used in the World War II. Clear? Many heavy chemicals were used in 1914, I think so. So these chemicals were very harmful for the living body. They have great effect on the living body. The hairs of the people become damaged. The skin of the people become damaged, and the growing of the plants were disturbed on the soil because heavy rays were passed from these nuclear fusions. Clear? So after the World War II, when there was a great destruction and there was great loss to the economy, to the health, etc. So the biophysics was developed by the biologist and the physician. So uses the biophysics is used in the physiology. Physiology, if you remember the body function, remember the body functions of the body. It is used in bioenergetics. What do you mean by bioenergetics? The conversion of energy from one form to another is known as bioenergetic. That whenever in the human body are in everywhere, when the one form is converted into as a chemical energy, converted into food energy, the potential energy converted into kinetic energy, this is known as bioenergetics. But whenever it is transformation occurs inside the living body, this is known as bioenergetics. It is used in the pharmacology. The medicines are made, and then these medicines have effects on the human body, how they affect our physical functions. So it is used in the pharmacology, in the medicines, and it is also used in neuroscience, because neuroscience means that the movement of the neurons. It we compare the work, the function, and the movement of neuron to the electric current. So electric current is the physics. Clear? That we can say that when we switch off the button, are we on the button, so the electric current flow, and the fan is off or on and the light is on or off. So similarly, when we touch something, so neurons work like electric currents, and within seconds we feel the hotness, we feel the warmness, or we feel anything which takes place around us. So neuroscience, physics is also used in neuroscience because the neurons work on the principles of the physics. And now, what are the medical applications of the biophysics? The medical applications of the biophysics are CT scan. Clear? CT scan is done for different purposes for the brain. So CT scan is done, and CT scan is a machine of the physics. MRI, magnetic resonance imaging. MRI takes place for the different purposes. PET scan takes place for the different purposes. The laser surgeries takes place for the different purposes like kidney stone, etc. So in the medical, the thermometer, the thermal screening, the X-ray, the ultrasound, the PET scan, the MRI, these all are the instruments which are used on the are which are made on the principle of the physics. Okay, examples of the biophysics are photosynthesis follows the laws of physics using absorption of light. It means that whenever we say that photosynthesis takes place best in the blue and the red light. If you learn, if you hear about that, the photosynthesis takes place in the plants best in the two colors, which are the red and blue light. So the red and blue light has the ability that they absorb the sun and they do the process of photosynthesis. Similarly, the movement of limbs in animals, and according to the principles of the physics, whenever we contract our muscles or whenever we relax our muscles, when we do the movement, so it is also on the lever principle. Clear? So all the function of the body, the movement of the body is also done by the principle of the physics. Clear? So biology work with the other field of sciences, it has the linkage with the other sciences, and it work cooperatively with the other sciences, and in this way they perform and they sort out the problems and they solve the problems of the bio, and the human beings get relief. Clear? Thank you.